An oil slick has just been reported carrying across Monet's water lilies. Guarda, grazie mille. A war has just erupted in my brain. At 16:30, 15 people landed in Camden Market. Meanwhile, the oil slick grows across the Mexican Gulf, creating beautiful, crazy patterns in the sun. Is that it? At 2018, 15 people were stabbed in the eye by a toothbrush. Someone's arse was placated. A child... Meanwhile, in Mexico, the street was awash with crimson Schlock Kunsters. Is that it? God, they're such babies. They don't even know to pie anyone. It's 15, it is now 5:30, and the British government have just made it illegal to breathe, except for on the pension plan. Meanwhile, children are running amok on the streets of London. At this year's Art Car Boot Fair, the Schlock Kunsters did particularly well, considering they were selling complete schlock. Somewhere else, in another part of town, 15 children were laughing themselves to death, 15 crack whores were smiling, 25 junkies were laughing, 15 drunks were pissing themselves, a banker got shot in a car park accidentally, 15 dogs flew into the air automatically. Meanwhile, a glistening, beautiful, rainbow-hued oil slick is travelling across the Gulf of Mexico. This news is brought to you courtesy of BP, looking towards a greener future. At 15:30, David Cameron's head fell off. It trickled down beside a Liberal Democrat paper wagon, which exploded. And it wasn't even slightly vaguely funny, it wasn't even banal, it was so boring that people just got on with their lives. Meanwhile, a cannibal was eating his victims with relish. Keep doing it. Someone kept shooting. Someone kept shooting endlessly shooting, just for the sake of it. Anyone that moved, everything that moved. Meanwhile, an oil slick in 16 rainbow hues, beautiful, shining, glistening with dead birds and seagulls, dead whales floating like beautiful objets d'art, moved around the Gulf of Mexico. This is the Art Car Boot Fair. This is the Dark Times Newscast, brought to you courtesy of British Petroleum, looking towards a greener future. Meanwhile, Aristotle was sitting in the bagel bake. He had just scored a bad deal of cocaine and couldn't even eat his salt beef, which wasn't so good that day. 16 children ran up to him, ate off his toes, placated him with a Play-Doh straight up the anus. when Heidegger came in to the Barley Mow. He was looking a little bit down, he hadn't been paid that well. And he asked about this new speculative realism bullshit. Was it real or not? Someone was painting somewhere endlessly with burnt limbs of children. He preferred it to burnt umber. It had a finer hue. And meanwhile, eyes were sticking to the art car boot there.
Running along an escalator with a pair of flippers on, Christ have lost. Would someone kindly come and find me, please? Thank you.
That was the Dark Times newscast. The Art Car Boot Fair 2010. Shalom and fuck off. Is it great?
I'm not going to be a drunko like him.
Come and get your schlock, Kunst-Schlock.